What up, YouTube Live? How's it going, everybody? Mm. Today is Friday, January 25th, 2019. Um, and as you know, every Friday, there will be new episodes of Young Justice Outsiders. So that's why I'm here. I want to give you my review of Young Justice Outsiders episodes 10, 11, 12. Remember, they always release 3 new episodes every week. So these are the new ones 10, 11, and 12. Um, and I got to do this real quick because at 11 o'clock on Popcorn Talk YouTube channel, you can see this face hosting the LAOFCS award, LAOFCS show. I was going to say awards, LAOFCS show. I'm hosting it today, accompanied by my fellow LAOFCS members, Kit and Nestor. LAOFCS is Los Angeles Online Film Critics Society. I'm hosting because I'm filling in for our fearless leader, Scott Menzel, who is currently covering Sundance Festival. So again, 11 o'clock in half an hour from now, come check out Popcorn Talk YouTube channel to see today's new LAOFCS episode. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna be talking about Oscars and stuff. Um, so let's get right to Young Justice here. I got notes on my screen. I want to make sure I'm not losing my train of thoughts and forgetting what I want to address, certain issues and stuff like that. Okay, so in a nutshell, episode 10 is titled Exceptional Human Beings. So remember, okay, by the way, with all my TV reviews and my episode recaps, this too contains spoilers. So this is mainly for those of you who have seen um, episodes 10, 11, 12 of Young Justice Outsiders, which, by the way, airs on DC Universe, DC's digital streaming service. So, okay, so Exceptional Human Beings is the title of episode 10. And in a nutshell, it's we see, remember, Brian Markov, Violet, and um, I can't remember the name on top of my head. Forgerer. There you go. Forgery. Forager, not forgery. Forager. They're training, right? Young Justice Outsiders are training them and to own their skills, to control their powers. So, and at the same time, Brian's sister is missing and it's in trouble, and so Brian is very anxious and very angry that he's not allowed to go out there to help his sister. And it's understandable. I guess it doesn't really help if you approach a mission emotionally driven, especially angry, because when you're angry, man, you can't see clearly. That you just focus on that one thing and then you don't see the bigger picture, and then you have all these blind spots and you can get easily attacked when you are rage driven. But at the same time, as you know, Batman is also doing his own covert op. And so in this episode, him and Katana and I forgot the other character's name. They come to this island that supposedly has Tara Markov, Brian's sister, but they uncover a bigger conspiracy, and it has to do with Bane and Deathstroke in there, and of course Lady Shiva as well. And that plot of this episode ends with them fighting, and it's fantastic. Holy crap! Especially Katana versus Shiva, man. You know, the Soul Taker, the sword, the blades, and the swords is clashing against each other. It was just nicely choreographed. I love it. I love it. Bane versus Batman. Nothing too special about their fight there. Bane and Batman have history. Um, but the Katana versus Shiva, that was very very pleasant to watch. Um, so that's one plot in this episode. The other plot, of course, has to do with the training. The the other plot, the third plot, is the origin of Cyborg, the story of Victor. Now, In episode 10, it kind of gives you a little bit of it when Victor is a football champ in his high school, and how his dad Silas, makes empty promises. Yeah, I'll be there at the game, but he never shows up. So we don't get to see actually Victor becoming Cyborg until episode 11. But the earlier part of that is teased in this episode, so you get to see a chunk of it. Um, so about the training, you could tell that freaking Brian Markov, or Brian, I want to say Brian Markov, he's so pissed off, man. And but the thing that really calms him down is Violet, because why? He has a huge crush on Violet. Now, Violet, as you know, or Halo is her mission name, or is her superhero name. She she's from Markovia as well, just like Brian Markov, and she has a hijab, so you can tell probably that the character is Muslim, or that kind of religion. And as I mentioned in the previous reviews of this season, they deal with prejudice, discrimination, bigotry. Not very hard hitting, but but not too subtle as well. But it's obvious that the outsiders are not just meant for the Young Justice, but also outsiders, as in outsiders. People like Violet, who are refugees, or people trying to find refuge or seek safety. And so Brion has a crush on Violet, and it's suggested in this episode, and it gets even more fully formed as you get into episodes 11 and 12. Um, but yeah, so episode 11, I'm sorry, episode 10 is mostly about, okay, Batman and Katana doing their thing, and you see Victor in his earlier stage as a football player that just all about the game, but pissed off that his dad doesn't show up. And then you see the training. Brion gets angry again. He's always angry, right? And then Violet comes. He has a crush on Violet. So in a way, this episode 10, I guess you could say you could use the word same old, same old. Nothing too uh nothing too new, or nothing that's really revealing about any, or doesn't reveal have happened to Brion's sister Tara. It seems that um, the League knows more than they let on, that they want to share with Brion, and I don't know if that's gonna turn out well for them, because yeah, but I'm still hoping that his sister's okay, but we'll see. It seems like she's not. All right, so the other arc, and it's very very minor in this episode, also has to do with Will Harper and, oh god, I forgot his name. Not Roy Harper, right? Will Harper. Uh, oh, here it is. Kelly Who. That's the voice of the this character. I had to look it up. Um, yes, Kelly Who. She voices Jade Cheshire. So there's a minor part in this episode where Cheshire kind of spies on Will Harper's home. Will Harper lives with Artemis, aka Tigress. And remember what I said when this season starts out with that? I was like, whoa, woo, what's going on there? Freaking, are they lovers? But they're not sleeping in the same bed, but they're in the same house. Drums, what's going on there? Because in the last season, Wally just died, and then we never actually saw Tigress' grieving process. It's like it's never explored. Like, they just brushed it off, and there's like, okay, now she's Tigress, or Artemis. I'm sorry, Artemis. We never see Artemis grieving, and then it's like Artemis is now Tigress, and she just moved on. And then she's in the same house as Will Harper. So I was like, whoa, what's going on? But it turns out, it seems that their relationship is nothing romantic between them. Um, if anything, still Jade and Cheshire with Will Harper kind of having this tension. Especially um, Jade decides not to be a mom to her daughter, and that's cold, man. I know her reason though. Um, that I'm Cheshire. I'm Cheshire first, Jade second. My daughter is best without me because I live with danger or I live with action. She could get hurt if she's around me. And so, with that reasoning, I can kind of understand, but you can counter argue it with, like, okay, I guess you have to make a choice. You want to stay with your daughter and leave this life behind, this whole villainous stuff, or you just, like, gonna be spying on your daughter all the time from a distance, which is not very, very comfortable and convenient, if I may say so. So there's that little tiny drama in this episode that it's not fully explored, but just gives you a glimpse of where they are right now in their lives, and it gives a sense of humanity to Cheshire, something that you can empathize with. That side of her, like, oh, she's a mom, no matter how bad a person is, out there, anybody who's a villain would care for their kids. They might be bad, but they still love their kids because it comes with their instincts, unless some bad guys who actually hate their kids. Um, so yeah, Artemis, Will Harper, more of a platonic relationship, not sexual. So that's something that this episode clarifies. Um, yeah, overall, it's just like an introduction, and let's move on to episode 11. That's basically what episode 10 is. So episode 11 is titled All right. Not only does it really finally reveal Victor Stone as Cyborg, but it also deals um with first day in school for Violet and Forager. And Forager gets this technology that allows him to uh, be seen in a human form. So everybody will see him as a human being, but Forager, when he looks down, sees his hands, he still appears to be Forager. It's like an illusion thing. And you know how Forager is. Forger is very innocent. He's like a kid. He says the darnest things. He says the first thing that comes to his mind, no filter. And he means well. He just doesn't understand. He's clueless. Like, oh, what did I just say, or what did I do wrong? Um, in this case, he gets himself a name, or was given a name, Fred Bug, Bugg, with two G's. And Forager just keeps mentioning that all the time. I am Fred Bug with two G's. Fred Bug with two G's. Constantly, to the point where, like, can't you just say I or me or myself? Why do you have to go by Fred Bug with two G's all the time? Um, so it is no surprise that everybody around him, or at least some people around him, um, feel kind of irritated, like, stop saying that. You don't have to say that all the time, including that one girl that Violet and Fred Bug with two G's befriends. This misfit girl who looks kind of pretty cool. In this episode also, Violet discovers a new power. All right, she can open up a portal. um And here's the thing with Violet, though, slash Halo. Man, there's always something new about her. Like, when it comes to her powers, like, that's so cool. You know, usually when with other superheroes, they get two, three. Sorry, they get two, three powers maybe, or they have two, three abilities, and that's it. And that's what they own. They control. They master it. Uh, but when it comes to Violet and slash Halo, man, every day is a new day. Like she can multiply. I mean, she can make things multiply. She can bring herself back to life from the dead. She can heal himself. Now she can also like manipulate father boxes and jumps through portal to it's just amazing. It's like wow, she keeps discovering something new about her powers. And I think that's so if I were her, if I were Violet, I would be excited. I would be like, oh my god, I can't wait to see what I find out about what I can do tomorrow. Because there's gonna be another surprise. And the next day is gonna be another surprise. And the next week too. Um yeah, so we'll see. So in this episode, you see Victor with the whole origin story, right? You're familiar with Victor Stone's origin story, right? Cyborg origin story. So basically, there's a catastrophe in the lab, in her dad's lab, after an argument, and then the Victor gets injured, and um, in an effort to save his life, Silas turns Victor into Cyborg using that alien technology. Now that story has been told many times in the comic books and also in previous adaptations, including I believe the movie Justice League War, right? Justice League War. I think they covered also Cyborg's origin story. Um, so in this one, the version in this one, the only difference or the difference to it is that Violet slash Halo intervenes. She is involved with it. She is involved with not necessarily the origin of Cyborg, but the she helps Cyborg so that he will not be controlled by his technology. That's so whenever that happens, whenever he's out of his own control, Halo would come in and Halo would do her thing, and then Cyborg would like come to his senses again. And I was like, oh my god, what did I just do? Oh, now I have control of myself again. So that's where Halo comes in. But it's obvious from this episode that it's temporary, so we don't know exactly what the permanent fix should be. Because whenever Cyborg doesn't have control of himself, man, bad things can happen. Like in this episode, he freaking like almost has a freaking duel, death to death duel with a suit with Superboy Super Cycle. I was like, what the hell? It's about to get on here, man. It's about to get down here, man. Um, so that's on the part of Violet and Cyborg. I think why the title is Another Freak is because throughout this episode, um, Violet and Fred Bug with two G's are called freaks in school, and and it's awesome that they actually embrace it. They consider they wear it like a badge of honor. At first, it's like they feel like, whoa, what's wrong with us? Why won't anybody want to sit with us in the cafeteria? But that misfit girl kind of tells them, hey, it's okay to be a freak. And then you see the Young Justice, and they too, it's like, hey, because when Victor Stone's like, oh my god, I look like a freak now, and the rest of the gang is like, you're in good company, man. We're all freaks here. So I think that's cool that the lesson or the theme that this episode wants to convey to you guys, especially young people out there who feels like different, or if you feel insignificant, or if you feel not popular, or if you feel like people have made you feel small, it's like, hey, don't worry, man. We're all freaks. Even those who think they're popular and perfect, they themselves are freaks. They just don't want to realize it. Um, so be proud of it. Embrace it. Let your freak flag fly on, man. um, so in this episode, also there's a clash between Brion and Nightwing. again, as I mentioned in my thoughts about the episode 10, it seems that the League is not letting on all the details to Brian Markov about his sister Tara. So Nightwing is teaching Brayon patience like freaking Shaolin monk, but it doesn't register, doesn't get through to Brion. So they have a clash. And you know what? My reaction to that, it's not like, oh my god, which side am I gonna be on now? Am I siding with Brion or am I siding with Nightwing in this fight? No, my reaction is like, okay, obviously he Brion Markov has short fuse, right? He has a short temper. Maybe this is a good thing. Him beating up Nightwing, or trying to, at least, because Nightwing is very capable of defending himself. Maybe this is a good thing because it's a way to let off some steam. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the episode, they've become friends again, and they were. It's like, are you and I cool? It's like, yeah, we're cool. And they look into the sunset, or the ocean, I should say, and it's in the episode, or the writers are saying, hey, after this whole fight, clearly, which clearly Brion did not win, because Nightwing is so badass in his own right. Um, Not only the steam is let off, but also Brion comes to terms with, maybe I should trust the League. Yes, they're keeping me in the dark. I don't know much information, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's for the best. I gotta rely on my teammate. I can't just rely on my own accord or on my own ability. So it's being patient sucks. I hate being patient. I hate waiting. I hate waiting and not knowing. So I totally get the frustration on Brion's part, but this is a really character building moment for him in this episode. And I think that's something that we can also take away from, for those of us who just can't wait, man. It's just like we're like, why can't it just happen right now? So why can't I be there doing this, instead of putting my trust on people? But sometimes, you gotta put your trust on people. They, especially in this case, they're more experienced, they're more than capable. So it's a very, very character building moment for Brion, definitely. All right, so we're making good time here. Young Justice Outsiders, episode 12. So, okay, so in episode 12, the story moves away from, because episodes 10 and 11, you see the origin of Victor Stone, right? And Cyborg, and the training with Brion Markov, Violet, Halo, and in episodes 12, you see a little bit of Violet, you see a little bit of Forger, and of course Cyborg. The thing is, with this episode 12, when Cyborg enters Young Justice yard, you could say, or maybe gathering, um, that idea again is being suggested, because Cyborg right now does not have anywhere to go to, does not have a home anymore, or he runs away from his dad because he hates his dad. So so Supergirl, I'm sorry, Superboy, and Martian, Miss Martian McGann, is like, she tells Superboy, oh my god, are we gonna adopt another stray? We have Brion already. Now we're gonna take in this Cyborg dude. What are we? A halfway house? So I totally get her frustration though. And also on top of that, um, they're engaged now, right? So I totally understand also why Miss Martian wants uh, a Superboy and I time, a we time, between her and Superboy. They haven't had that. They had sex in the shower. I kid you not, man. In previous episodes, they had, well, they didn't show it obviously, but Miss Martian's like, oh, the only thing I'm wearing here is my engagement ring, and Superboy's like, and he goes in, and obviously what happens, because we're on DC Universe now. We're not on Cartoon Network anymore. So when they have that, but they don't have actually time spent together, like really, really quality time. So she feels like Dick Grayson or Nightwing keeps taking Superboy away from her. And I'm sensing that, I don't know, I'm sensing might be a possible rift. They're not even like in the same train of thought. Like even the wolf, like, oh, I'm out of here. when they when they spur the ideas together, it's like they're not on the same page. So I don't know. I'm not. I don't want to speculate if the writer's gonna try to break up Miss Martian and Superboy in the near future in the subsequent episodes. But I'm sensing that. I'm sensing like, oh man, maybe their priorities may not be aligned here. But we'll see. But the big part of this episode 12 is regarding Gar, Beast Boy. And Beast Boy is in this show called Space Trek, very popular sci-fi show that's like Star Trek. And he's feeling a bit disillusioned after a while with the whole fame thing. He's not feeling that whole fame and glamour anymore. And then he meets Granny Goodness, the villain. Well, he doesn't know yet that she's a villain. He knows her by Gretchen, and Gretchen, of course, produces this freaking VR goggles, right? That's popular these days with kids. And so Gar puts on the VR goggles. At first, it's like, okay, all these options of games, including Space Trek game, and then he plays it, and then the goggles injects him with something, and then it takes him through these hallucinations as if he goes on his own show, and then he sees the ghost of Wally West manning the space trek, and then he goes on to the other animated realm, which is Doom Patrol Go, which looks exactly like Teen Titans Go. This part is very, very hilarious, very amusing. At the same time, I'm thinking like, oh, that they're doing this because, hey guys, Doom Patrol series is coming up next month. Don't forget to watch. I I know you might say, hey Rama, you're just reading much too much into it. Maybe they don't have that. Maybe the writers don't have that intention in mind. But come on, it would not be too far fetched to say like they're bringing Doom Patrol in this episode 12 to um, kind of subliminally remind you that Doom Patrol series is coming up on DC Universe next month. But back to Gar, Miss Martian's helping Gar come back to his senses, and in this whole process, Gar um, kind of meets his monkey. I guess this is like the equivalence to the Flash and Speed Force. He's like he's Beast Boy Monkey. That the reason why he becomes Beast Boy. Um, and the monkey's being all Yoda on him, and so and Beast Boy misses his mom, and this episode focuses or dedicates to Beast Boy in case you don't know or have not known much about him yet, or in case the Beast Boy in the Titans live action series does not quench your thirst to does not quench your thirst about who is this Beast Boy? How did he become this way? What motivates him? What is his tragic story? Because all superheroes have tragic stories, right? Usually, especially in DC universe. Um, and this is his story. And I think this is one pretty interesting way to address it. So you get to know Gar or Beast Boy a lot better, and it ends with a very heartwarming reunion again with Miss Martian, and right at the end, it's so funny. So Gar kisses his girlfriend, Superboy kisses Miss Martian, and then bam, Brion kisses Violet slash Halo. So everybody has a lover. Everybody has a love interest. And I'm so for DC fans who are like single, like you and me, will be like, oh man, this blows. They just rub it in our face. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got somebody. Hoo hoo, boo. Next, let's move on. Um, but yeah, I'm happy for them, of course. I don't know why though the writers feel compelled to hook each character up with somebody. Like I don't know. Maybe an argument could be made like, hey, we can do without without this whole romance thing. Just give us superhero stuff. You don't have to like match one character with the other. That's not necessarily like, oh, another fling, another flirtation. An argument can be made about that. But at the same time, another counter argument to that is like if you spend a lot of time with the same person in a close proximity or close vicinity, you see that person like every day, or because you work with them, or work with her, eventually feelings could arise. I know I'm not a psychologist, but somebody told me that, hey, if you stuck two people in the closet together long enough, they'll have sex. So, and Young Justice, each other is all they know. So they date each other. So, yeah, romantic maybe, nah, kind of like maybe to some of us. But I still love these episodes 10, 11, 12. Um, I can't wait for next week. Stay tuned for my reviews of the next three episodes, next three new episodes of Young Justice Outsiders. It has been fantastic season so far, and I hope they get the ball rolling because I want to see again what Vandal Savage and Shiva and Granny Goodness are up to. Remember that? Because they're a team now. The bad guys are a team, and they're teaming up. They're joining forces. So I hope they reveal that plan, and we get to see the collision or the conflict, the final, climactic conflict happen, and it'll be cool before we get to watch Doom Patrol live action series. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in on this live stream review of Titans Young Justice. Young Justice Outsiders episodes 10, 11, 12. There you go. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Share this video with all your friends on the YouTube verse. And as always, subscribe to my channel. Press that like button, ring that bell. And if you want to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Okay, we have a few minutes left until the Popcorn Talk YouTube channel is on. You can see me there hosting the LAOFCS show. It's going to be awesome. So tune in on Popcorn Talk YouTube channel at 11 o'clock in a few minutes from now. Let's rock this. Hey, Goku-san. Shout out to you.